Wafula, our intelligent Kenyan brother, and also a devoted Kenyan brother, very full of wisdom. Let us see the wisdom he's going to share with us this afternoon. So I think, brother Wafula, you're welcome to this live video. So you are here facing the experts in the world. Teach them that thing you've learned in St. Martin's. Okay. So with this, I have some questions that will usher you in to express yourself by the way. So now you have to tell us something, Wafula. What do you understand by that word, religious life?
Okay, thanks once more for this golden opportunity. Religious life, as you have been told by the brothers, is not that much different. What I understand about the religious life is all about is a form of consecrating or consecrated life within the church. And inside religious life we have formation. And formation on its own is an act of giving shape to something. Something that is formless, you are forming it. That is formation. In religious life, the members profess vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. It is done within a congregation or community approved by the church. The members are called to be witness and serve Christ in their sincerity. So this is whereby I like to say about religious life goes in line. When you mention something about religious life, it also have to do something to do with charism and spirituality. Like for example, I like to draw the example of our congregation here, of which we have our charism here. The charism is humility through selfless services. This is whereby the members of St. Martin de Porres are all called to serve God through humility. And every religious congregation, as I've said earlier, it is unique on its own, but together they form a rich source of inspiration to the entire church, which is Catholic Church. The verse here is all about chastity, poverty, and obedience, which the members profess towards their superior of the congregation. Charism here is the inspiration inspired by the Holy Spirit to the founder or the foundress of the congregation, and it is expressed in its way of serving the church in mission. Its particular way of living community life and its distinct culture. I'll continue by saying an amyride of charism forms a fabric of ministries within the church to meet multitudes of needs of the people. Spirituality. Within the Catholic Church, we have a variety of spiritualities stemming from spiritual leaders of the past. For instance, we can talk of Dominican, Franciscan, and also Marian. These are just examples of the spiritualities in Catholic Church since the past. They refer to the systems, values, ideals, and unified manner of life passed down through the age of St. Dominic, St. Francis, and St. Teresa. And they all focus on specific virtues or spiritual priorities which can be categorized or characterized by the way of life, the life all of them are living. There are numerous spiritual approaches to the living the truth of the Catholic Church and the boast of religious life. This include devotion, way of prayers, priorities of the mission, and among others. This is all what I can say about religious life, unless you have a question to me.
Good. As you can see, before I introduce Wafula Dennis, Brother Wafula Dennis, I told you that he's going to give us a low-down research that he made yesterday. So, what Wafula Dennis is trying to tell us is just trying to tell us the setting of religious life, the components that build religious life, what brought about the construction and the existence of religious life, and also trying to tell the young aspirants and people who are listening to us that wishes to join why religious life is in existence. It is not just for priesthood's sake. It's not just for the sake to become a priest. It's not just that, but the church, in their wisdom, why they brought out or they put in existence religious life. He's trying to tell us that without the charism, without the apostolate, without the spirituality, there's just like religious life. So now he's also trying to relate with the charism of the congregation of St. Martin, which is overwhelming humility through selfless service to humanity. He uses this as an example that why St. Martin is in existence is because we have a spirituality that we are pursuing, and also we have a charism that we are following, and also an apostolate, a defined apostolate that guides the brothers together. So with this example, that shows that he knows what is lecturing. So for our listener, a religious life is not for the sake of religious, but for a purpose to foster the life of Christ, coupled with the components listed, the charism, the apostolate, and the spirituality. So thank you for that wonderful research. And also he made the research also bringing in the Marian spirituality, and also Franciscan spirituality, and also, so with these examples, that means for Wafula Dennis, he fully know what he's doing in St. Martin. For him to live the same life, of not apply to the same life, but to join a congregation, that means he knows where he is. So, but I also have to ask you some questions to also make your point very clear. Can you please kindly, Brother Dennis Wafula, make a distinction between formation and also life? These two conceptions should be clear. What is life and what is formation?
Thank you once more for this golden opportunity. I'll start by formation. And I've told you, I've already mentioned it that formation is making or putting something into shape. Something that is in formless, we are forming it into shape. So that is formation. And as I mentioned it earlier also, formation is on every human being. Human beings, we have different calls. The first call you are called from by God is the call for existence. That is the call number one all of us are called for. The time you started to exist as a being, that is the time you start to get formation. And formation is all about environment. People you stay with, things you stay with. Formation is not only when a person will come and instruct you to do this or to be doing this one. Formation is all about the environment, the way you are living, things that are surrounding you. That's all about formation. For example, like now in this religious life, people whom we are staying with them, they are formators, and also the brothers, and the Christians at large. Those people, as we live with them, we see what they do. And they also instruct us, like in terms of formators now. We receive instructions from the formators. They are forming us into this religious life. And this now about life now. Life is life now. You see, we have been talking about religious life and religious life. Before you are called to be a religious, life must take place. That means you existing now. You are in existence. Hope you are getting me. So, life now here, in the aspect of religious life, this the process of being called to say, as witness, or you be the witness of Christ. As you continue to follow him, do what Christ was doing, imitate his footsteps. That's all I can say about life now.
Good. Thank you very much for that answer. You see, life and formation. Life and formation are two conceptions, are two different conceptions. One can be born into life without knowing his place of existence, being confused. But what makes one to gain that consciousness of his existence, to know the area he ought to follow, is what? Formation. That is why environment can influence someone, because the environment that one found himself, in that environment that is formation, we also have negative formation and also positive formation. So whatever he sees around his environment, whether negative or positive, is what is going to form. So understand? So now, in the general view, formation modifies what? Life. Because if there is no life, there won't be what?